What did you originally post?
So I posted some equipment on Facebook Marketplace. You know, what was it? A lap pull down. And I get Ryan messaging me saying, do you have a gym? Right away, I sent him the website. I told him we are open. You need a note, yada, yada. He came by the same evening with a note and signed up.
That's why, boom.
Right, so it's...
And he came on time. On time.
Yes, sir.
Right, I think that's something we have to emphasize now. Things are getting busier and busier, right? So we have to be smart and do things on time. Anyway, Muscle HQ Audio and Visual Experience, Episode 3. Guys, this is the episode you have been waiting for. Is it the 4th episode?
Yeah, we're almost at 4 now, bro.
Holy shit. We're 4 episodes
We've
deep.
just been doing so many of them, guys, that like we're losing track.
Well, we're going to be honest here because we're not going to bullshit anybody. But we've redone a few. Mm-hmm. We sucked ass the first few times. Like, holy shit. You can smell us from outside. That's how bad it stunk. We watched them. It was so cringe in the first 35 seconds. I swear to God, I looked at Ali, had a little bit of vomit come up my chest, and we had to redo it. That's why if you saw the original, we had the desk, right? Mm-hmm. And then we shot it, and then after that, so after that episode, we shot the first episode again with Ramon. We weren't too happy with it. Then we shot one, me and you solo. And then now we're shooting this one. So we had a shitload to do, which brings us back to why we're even having this episode, because someone has to go through all the editing, cut out all my bullshit, remove every bit of way too fucked up Sobhi, we can't put this in there type of shit. And that's Mr. Josh Schofield, ladies and gentlemen. We have him here on episode 4 of the podcast. And this man is the man behind the camera, behind the amazing pictures in the gym, and behind the experience you're getting right now. This sound, this audio, this visual experience is all brought to you by Josh's hands. Josh, give the people a quick introduction. Ali is working on my left, as you can see. Sitting there nice and quiet. Esteemed, as you would say. Josh, bring us in with the intro. Who is Josh Schofield? What is your age? Are you single? Are you ready to mingle? What's going on? Josh, give us a breakdown.
My name is Josh Schofield. Let's get right into that. I work with the Schofield Company. I'm CEO, Creative Director. Nice to be in front of the camera for once. Like very comfortable behind it. So this is a whole new experience for me all over again. Yeah, so I'm 26 years old, born and raised in Oakville here.
What are you, 94?
No, I'm a 95.
95.
Yeah, so I just turned 26. Yeah.
Same
age as Ali.
Yeah. Yeah, we live very similar lives, bro. Fucking RuneScape and all. Yeah.
RuneScape. I didn't do that. I was busy mingling with Dora on the screen, man. Me and Dora the Explorer go way back, bro. And Sailor Moon, bro. I used to go ham to that shit. I used to watch Sailor Moon all the time. I love Sailor Moon. Anybody here watch Sailor Moon, man? Sailor Moon was my shit. And Digimon, bro. But I stopped playing Digimon because my wrist got tired. It was doing something else. I couldn't do both, right? So Digimon had to go, right?
Sure.
But moving forward, we have a few questions for you, Josh.
What's that, man?
You're a 96 baby.
95.
95. 95 baby. So you just turned 26.
Yeah.
So your birthday was recent. When was your birthday?
March 9th.
March 9th. What is your profession, brother?
So my profession?
Yes. What do you do now for a living?
So yeah, for a living, I do brand media and strategy for content creation for companies. So companies either bring me in to rebuild their brands, change their direction of where they want to go, basically from the ground up, whether it's, websites, branding images from their logos, their design language of how they, how people see them online, to full content creation packages for, photography, videography, cinematography, working on short films, music videos. I pretty much do it all. And the way I work is, whatever goal you have with your business, my goal is to make sure it happens. Whether if you want to launch a podcast or, you want to start making TikToks, Reels, the whole nine. My goal is to make sure that not only are you creating content that's like new, relevant, whatever. But I'm very much I like creating original content. So I'm not looking to join on the latest TikTok trend, but create something that's going to make you want to come back and more every single time. Mm-hmm. And when you come to every single person's page, like at the HQ, my biggest goal for this gym is to give people an outlet during a tough time right now to deal with mental and physical distress. Having an outlet to look after those needs and make sure that we can all function and live a daily healthy lifestyle while making sure that our mental health is in check during these tough times. So my biggest goal right now at this facility is making sure that every single member who comes in here feels appreciated. I want you to feel that you're welcome here. We want to share you coming here and sharing your process of whatever stage you are in your fitness journey, whether you're training or you're just starting out doing a show prep, or you're a model, you're doing photo shoots, the whole nine. Like, our goal here is to make sure that you have the exposure, whether for your small business, as well. We want to make sure you have your exposure here. This isn't just a gym. This is something that's a lot more, and
it's a community.
It's a community, and I've been around a lot of gyms over the years. I used to own my own long time ago, and I've been looking for that type of atmosphere, where I wouldn't say like pre-pandemic where you would go into like a high intensity volume gym, just a place where it's like not really just a gym, but it's like a place where you can hang out and like see your buddies or a girl you're seeing. It's just a place that you can just feel comfortable.
I think you strongly believe in this too. The members are everything here.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like
the best part of this gym is the people that we have here.
For sure.
The community is built by the people that
exactly
are in it. So it's the people here that drive long distances to come here and go through trials and tribulations to make sure that they can get their workout in, because to everyone here and to all of us, right? Training, it's something we needed, right? And
we see it online too. From we hear you and we see your responses on social media about how much this gym is helping you, and we appreciate that, and you guys just coming here and feeling home.
Now, out of all that stuff, that long list of things that you do with different brands trying to rebrand and their social media, what aspect of all that is something that you personally enjoy the most?
Honestly, I just love interacting with people. I've done a lot of, with my line of work, I've done a lot of product photography, real estate, and it's very just still. And I've always enjoyed the human connection, the element of also just showing people their best self off no matter what light. I want to show them off, whether it's for their work, it's an anniversary. I want to make sure that like those special moments are captured, like not just in a good way, but in a way that you can look back in like 5-10 years and go like, wow, like that moment was just perfectly captured, because that's how we felt. And being a musician myself too, being a drummer, like
that's amazing.
You feel things differently compared to most, where you feel like when you hear a song that you really like that you play over and over again, because it's like that song that just motivates you, like makes you want to come here and work out. For me, it's the same thing with pictures. I want to make sure that like that photo, like I want to capture that moment in your eyes, and like that's what it really means the most to me, is not only that, but just seeing businesses grow as well. That's most important for me. Is I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if my businesses that I was working with are failing. Because like I want to make sure that I'm here being a positive influence and helping them grow. I don't want to take away. So that's honestly my biggest goal, is I want to make sure that not only my clients are, becoming more successful, I want to make sure they're happy. My biggest philosophy is people that I work with is I want them to become like my best friends. That's the working relationship that I want to get to, because if I'm working so close with you where I'm managing social media, creating your content, like I need to have that bond and relationship with you and trust, because without that, we can't work together.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Now, when you first walked into HQ, what was your thought process?
So my first thought process is, a good friend of mine actually referred me to this place, Mike McMillan of Boss Oakville. He told me that this place
Great
that was
guy. He's a great
incredible guy.
Incredible guy.
Nicest guy ever. He's actually like training my sister, and he's helped her out so much over the past year. It's a phenomenal guy. So we were chatting back in February, and during that time that lockdown was imminent, it was coming back. And for me, like that, the last one we had throughout December to January to February, especially the winter, it really just ate away at my mental health. And my biggest thing is I did not want to go back down a very dark mental hole again. So I was looking for a facility that I can, go to that wasn't, your typical Good Life big box gym. I wanted a new environment that I can work out in, a new space. So, but also go back to a bit of my old roots of like bodybuilding and physiques and all that. So funny enough, my ego said, yeah, there's this gym opening up across from the GO station off of, Cross Avenue. So I didn't really see much of it because you didn't really have your signs up at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like coming across you guys on social media and I saw the space and it was at the time, it was definitely still super fresh. Like,
of course.
Like the floors weren't even really down. And for me, I honestly saw potential because it was such a new stage. And I really enjoyed the layout and how they, had the entire setup here is quite beautiful. If you've come here, it's a strong reason why everyone keeps coming back. Like it's an amazing facility. And at those early stages, I just really wanted to know what their vision was and, what they wanted this gym to be, where I wasn't sure if this was going to be a gym that was going to be here in 3 to 6 months with all this shit. Like I wanted to make sure that like these guys are like good. And for me, it's when I believe in a place, I really want to work with it because when my passion is behind what I do and especially with who I work with, then my goal is to make sure that you never close. So, and for this gym, especially the past few months, we have never closed. And like during all this past few months with all the fun we've had with like compliance and all that stuff with Health Canada, like it's honestly been a very big adventure. But when we closed down for basically renovations back in March, I said to myself where they were just they had a door open and I was like, you know what, I'm going to just show up with my camera and like, talk to these guys and see what they want for marketing and see, what their vision is. And we must have spoke for 3 or 4 hours about the vision, the future, what you guys wanted to do from the podcast to the content to really just making it more than just a gym. And I was like, and I really fell in love with that where I was like, it's finally nice to have that here in Oakville. Like we've never had a gym like this in Oakville. I've bounced around a lot of facilities, got kicked out of a few, gym rat ways sort of take over like here and there. But yeah, for me, I was like, okay, like this is it. Like the name was perfect, Muscle HQ. I was like, finally, like, it's like those gyms that you go in the States where you just know because like their names are so pristine and like, direct that you just,
you know what you're walking
into, right? And yeah, I honestly just fell in love. And the guys here are honestly incredible to work with. The vision, how we've been able to pair our creativities together and, create a whole new game plan for this entire facility for basically the next year at least. And it's been incredible,
It's been a journey, man.
Yeah, from helping them set up lights around this facility, making sure everything looks proper for photos. Like that was a big goal of mine, was to make this place aesthetically pleasing as possible. So like whether you're shooting on your phone, like we want this place to look good.
It's important.
Yeah. We actually we walked around and planned the lighting and mirror setup. Ali walked around and tried every mirror on every angle and made sure it was fucking perfect. Obviously for himself, but he made sure all of you guys liked it too. And I'll tell you what, the members absolutely love the lighting. Josh, you're also part of that too. Mm-hmm. And so we took down, when we were designing the gym, we took down everything, right? Down to the lighting and the mirror and the effects that they have and had, obviously how they make muscles pop and whatnot. But if you remember, the first conversation we had when you first walked into Muscle HQ, right, was about how our businesses can grow together.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When you signed up. And we had nothing. We had that front lobby area, and that was it. The other walls weren't taken down yet. The other side wasn't down yet. We hadn't even purchased the expansion yet, to be honest. We were trying to make the move on it. And we were still in talks with our landlord. And it was a crazy time because if you remember, we were saying dinner was best served in company.
Yeah.
Right? All of us eating together, all of us growing together, our business is moving in one direction and in a direction of growth, hopefully, right?
I have a philosophy, the saying that you'll probably hear me say all the time is we all win together.
Exactly.
You know, and that's my biggest goal with people that I work with is like, I want this to be beneficial for everyone. You know, I don't want to just siphon cash. You know, I want to make sure there's actual growth and there's actual, we're all winning, you know, like
Not
my
just
goal is like I said, it's just winning. Like, and like I said, for like walking in that day, like we talked about it. It was like,
we talked about winning.
it was like a moment where like we just knew like this was.
It was two alphas having a conversation.
Yeah, it was perfect. Like it was
a sick
I
moment.
walked out of there and I was like, yeah, we're gonna just start making dope shit.
Yeah,
like,
I was. Bro, and we told you. I told you I was excited and I felt something great can happen. There was a connection there, but everything you said just puts out one word out there to me: passion.
Was there any?
Passion. Yeah. You're extremely passionate, Josh. And the next question I have is, how did you land on photography and media being your passion? What led you to this as your career choice and lifestyle?
So I've always, honestly, since I was like a kid, I was always obsessed with commercials. So I was obsessed with advertising, and I was to the point where I was like studying like branding, and where I was like learning why like Coca-Cola is the most recognizable brand like across the world. I'm sure we can say that on here, but fuck it. But yeah, like I just was obsessed with branding and colors and understanding how people can like draw connections to, you know, a product just off of a color or of a logo. And it really stuck with me over the years. And even throughout high school, I was just obsessed with like media. I was designing in Photoshop and Illustrator pretty much every single day. Then I started just working with, you know, family friends. My family owns a small business as well. So I started just doing like small jobs here and there. And when I was like 16, 17, then when I was about 18 years old, and I was in like the last year of high school, I had a teacher who gave me a project to brand a company, just basically for fun. And for me, it was the most exciting project I've ever had in my entire life. I actually like created like an actual like trade show like stall and everything at like our end of the year art gallery show, whatever. And I like wore a suit, like I made like an energy drink called like Tusk, and like designed cans, had them like printed on there and everything like special. And like from there, I knew I was just obsessed with branding and marketing. And I knew photography and videography came along with it. So I've always been shooting with cameras like gears on my phone as well. So been a Canon shooter basically my entire life until I switched to Sony briefly last year, then went back to Canon. But honestly, I just always I've always enjoyed being behind the camera more than in front of it, as you can probably tell. Yeah. So like it's for me, it's comfortable. Like I've always been super shy, like in front of camera. It's like it's not my place. And for me, it was just yeah, like
you're still a dangerous man.
But yeah, no. So it was just
dangerous man.
For me, I just love capturing people. It was just the moment. You know? Yeah.
You're a dangerous man.
Now, when it comes to the branding, how important is brand?
It's everything. I used to be in real estate, and like, there's 76,000 agents in that world, in just the GTA alone. Wow. You gotta stand out.
I don't think most people understand how important
it's important.
It is.
If you don't have a brand image, then your business can't succeed because people can't recognize you.
When we first met, and you had expressed interest in wanting to do some work with us and whatnot. The main reason I knew we had to work with you wasn't just the photography and videography skills. It was that I could see that you knew what you were doing when it came to the vision we had and what brand we had to create to make that vision come to life. Right. So that's just something that I wanted to say that right away we were all like in tune on what the vision is. And now it's been.
It was a moment like.
And just the past week, like on all our social media, you've been very portraying, doing exactly what you said you were going to do, is showing what's in here and bringing it out and showing it to the world. What it's like at HQ.
Exactly. Like I said, branding is like super key, and the biggest thing I wanted to develop is I wanted to develop an actual brand image and consistency and language, where when people look at a photo, they will just know it's shot at the HQ. And that's my biggest goal here is to just match that aesthetic across all platforms, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, launching soon, and all that stuff. Like I said, for me, it's I'm not just this is the biggest misconception about me is I'm not just a photographer and videographer. No. I'm an actual brand strategist. That's what I've been doing for the past 7 to 8 years of my life. That's been my primary role. So whether it's for myself, I'm basically a full marketing company within one person, and I obviously hire and contract people out when I need them. And for me, it's, I've always like being that aspect of, because for me, like being a cinematographer, like I need to understand lighting, lenses, everything. So everything that comes into developing a brand, like people don't understand those little variables and details. That's why like there's all these lights set up in here instead of just having no lights, because like lighting is key. Like, and it's the one thing you probably notice about this gym and this the photos that I post. Like, I try to make sure I can showcase the lighting in this gym naturally as best as possible. That's why when you see all the candid photos on the social media, those aren't staged. Those are just you guys working out, doing your thing, and just natural light. That's just using the space. So that's been my biggest goal, is showing how you don't need to bring up a crazy setup and rig in here. You can obviously book shoots here and stuff with me and everyone else. But like, that's my biggest thing with branding is, you know, it goes beyond just being a photographer and videographer. You need to understand like brand image and palettes, color palettes, you know, how to like mimic that. So like when people like walk in here, it's like, oh, well, this is not what I expected. They want to make sure it's like, okay, this is what it actually looks like in here. So that's been my biggest, like my main goal for with every brand that I work with.
Where do most people fall short?
Most people fall short. They just fall on the consistency. They'll do 1 or 2 shoots, then they'll be like, okay, that's enough. But I'm like, it's never enough. Like you can never have enough content. No. Like I've been shooting here for a month and I have 400 photos of high res, raw, proper, ready to go photos. Because if you want to crank up marketing, we can crank up marketing whenever we want. We don't need to consistently book shoots. We're consistently ahead of the game. So
that's why we hired Josh, man. Listen to that. I'm just sitting here comfortable. Comfortable as fuck, man. Dang, bro. Josh makes it comfortable.
But yeah, that's my goal. My goal is to make sure that social media is not a main priority for when I'm working with you. I want to make sure you can focus on the actual operations, the management, the structure of the actual business, and let me take care of all the social media. Then you guys just take all the new leads and all those goodies that come along with it. Because that's why businesses bring me in, is to eliminate that step for them. They don't want to spend an hour and a half posting on social media and developing posts and creating all the content and stressing, oh, when do I got to book a next shoot? When do I got to get this? When do I got to get this person in for like a chef or whatever? For me, it's like when you work with me on a retainer, like a package basis, like, and you get consistent content creation, it's like your business will never fail because you will never fall behind on social media. Franchises and everything else, they obviously have their own limitations as well for what they can put out. But independent small businesses, like, it's the thing about working with me. And I'm just creative brain.
And that's the thing. Like our first priority the first couple months was obviously getting this gym put together and getting it set up. And now that it's at a good spot, obviously we still always have things to do. But right now it's definitely come a long way. But the thing is, we all knew in our head, why are people going to train at HQ? What is the differentiating thing that we have here, right? And the getting our brand and getting our marketing out there, and we knew that was going to be pivotal in making sure that, like, you know, this HQ stays successful. And not only that, with our marketing, it brings in the kind of people that we're looking for, right? So it maintains that the amazing dynamic that our members have, you know, when they're training here. So.
Oh yeah, the environment here is incredible. Like, and
you've set the tone on the Instagram. Like when I see a picture that Josh took versus a regular picture, you know which one Josh took. There's a set tone to the pictures that we post on the Muscle HQ page, and it just looks like a dark cavern, just hardcore, like bodybuilding, like
moody.
It's moody. Yeah. It's heavy. It's dark. I love that feel and look. It's the people here tell you the vibe is everyone's here to work, and Josh, I think you're a big part of that in the brand you brought. You know, the strategies that you brought forward.
Yeah.
Right now obviously, you said you've worked with several brands, right? What is a project that you were most proud of? Like, amongst all the stuff you've done, what is like that project that you did that was like this is why I do this job. This is why I love what I do.
It's probably for me a moment last year where, the pandemic like definitely hit my industry like pretty damn hard in the very beginning. And for me, I decided to just start fresh all over again. For me, I was working with another marketing company and like it was okay. And like now just being, you know, I abandoned my whole, I literally just scrapped my entire portfolio for the past 7 years of my life. And I was like, I'm going to just do this all over again, but like my way, and create it, you know, show people that if you just pick up a fucking camera and go and shoot shit, like you need to create your own opportunities. Like one thing I learned last year is if you sit around just sit around at home posting about how much the pandemic sucks. Well, like, yeah, we get it. Like, we all get it. Like, we all get it.
Was there a moment in time where, like, you made the decision, like, you know what?
May 1st, 2020. Yeah, it was just a pivotal moment in my head where I was just.
What happened?
I wanted to change. I was just frustrated. I was a realtor, and I was just burning fucking cash, paying fees, and I actually was ending up working with realtors more than actual clients because I would end up just branding their businesses or doing real estate photos. And like, that's when I knew I was just literally had a license for fun, what I just generally wasn't using. And I was not at a good brokerage. The environment there was very toxic, and it was very, being 25 years old and new in the industry, but everyone just thinks you're this like fresh out of university kid and like whatever, and they just try to belittle you and bring you down and all that type of shit. It was a very toxic world. Like I dealt with a lot of harassment from even like my management, like even throughout there. And like for me, I was just really frustrated with the industry. Like for me, like people always has known me in like the marketing sense and like for what I do, but no one knew me as a realtor. So I was just wasting time because they're like, well, why aren't you doing marketing full time right now? And I was like, well, I'm like a realtor. So like,
what made you want to go down that route?
I love like one of the main reasons why I got into like what I do is I've actually am like a super big nut into architecture. So like I tell the story to people all the time about how I got into real estate, where I had a friend growing up and he had a house here in just off of Lakeshore, and it's this giant like white mansion with like these massive windows. And I remember like asking his mom a million freaking questions about like the square footage and this and that, and like it was the first time where like I walked into some place and like my eyes just like lit up and I was like, wow. And for me, like it was always like that going forward. So like even like if I was traveling, like I've always been interested in architecture. So for myself, I was as a creative, one of my biggest goals in life is to like bucket list thing for me is to like be the cover of like Architecture Digest, but sell the home that's on like the cover. So it's like in the magazine or whatever, it's like, oh, like photos by Josh Schofield, also sold by Josh Schofield for like XX million, whatever, right? That's what I was chasing. But the biggest thing with myself was being in marketing and branding. It was very hard to brand yourself when you're just standalone. So that's why I love working with other people, because I can showcase what my vision is for people, through them. So like I would love to be vlogging and shit, but I just don't have the time for that. And also like it's just not me. So yeah, like it's pretty much how I basically got like started into that. But, yeah.
Wow,
that's crazy, bro. Because when you say all that and you say you're only 26 years old, you've achieved a lot in your life.
Yeah,
you've done a lot for yourself. I've been busy. Man. Good for you, especially in the pandemic, because you made a great point.
2-time dropout, Yeah.
But look at that. That don't mean nothing, because your work ethic, you're a monster, bro. Yeah. Your work ethic is phenomenal.
I've always believed that. Like my biggest thing growing up was, I needed to develop skill sets, because, I needed to create my own opportunities in life, and that's been my biggest goal. So like what I was saying about like May 1st, that was my moment where I literally like decided to just buy a brand new camera, basically off my buddy for like $1,000. Then I just started shooting. I went to go work, talk to some of my, businesses that I like go to for like yoga and stuff. And I asked to shoot, and I would just literally create my own opportunities. And at the time I was working with a guy who was not the greatest person with me. And basically in October was my like sink or swim moment, where I basically dropped most of my clientele and I was not making any money. And I was like, okay, I need to like change this. And basically dug in, basically sold all of my old camera gear, reinvested it all. Then basically from January on, it's been like pretty much the craziest time of my life. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
And we're so happy that you're part of this team now. Mm-hmm. You've been like you said, our media creator, content creator. You also you said a few things are coming down the pipe soon. What are some of the other applications that we're going to be dabbling in very shortly?
So we're going to be dropping a ton of video content, which by the time this podcast comes out, there's going to be a lot of videos out by now. But yeah, so I posted briefly about it on the post that I first, basically my introduction post on the HQ, where every 2 weeks I'm going to be taking videos, creating a nice little clips of people around the gym. So I'll be picking 2 people, creating these little short cinematic videos just to help showcase the members. Like the photos are nice, but I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to showcase like why you come here. I want to know your story, So we're going to be doing a little bit of storytelling. My goal is to start doing something like some short films here at the HQ, some documentary for people, doing prep files for members and clients, who are going through shows. So, because like I said, we want to make sure that your journey, especially even if you're going through shows, like we know that there's a ton of uncertainty whether your show is going to be happening or not, and that's why we have the Celebrate You program, which is, if your shoot basically is getting canceled, we will do a photo shoot with you. Like we want to make sure that package that you've been working so hard to prepare gets showcased in the best way. So even if you aren't doing a show or you're not sure if it's going to happen, like let's book. Like I want to make sure that, whether or not the show happens, that you don't feel that it's gone to waste. And that's why I'm doing these photos.
We celebrate the most important part of it. You.
Yeah, you.
That's why it's called
because
the Celebrate
I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but we rarely post about us on our social media. It's all you guys. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be here.
We're nothing without you guys.
Like you guys are everything. So that's why I'm doing, this is my appreciation for you guys, because you guys have done so much for me, and these guys as well. Like
everything, you've done everything for us.
We love seeing how motivated you guys are coming in here, and we love the environment. We love the work ethic. Whether you're in shows, whether you're just starting off your own transformation yourself. Like it's been amazing seeing so many people. Like it's a busy
It's
gym.
actually mind-blowing.
I had to do photos at
mind-blowing,
4 in the morning because it's so busy in here.
Goosebumps.
Because I had to do facility photos when the gym was empty. So yeah, 3 in the morning, bro.
Got goosebumps,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy what the members can do and the effect they've had on us. People tell us all the time how we've affected their mental health in a positive way. You guys have affected us in life-changing ways, and we'll forever be indebted to, the love and care and support we've gotten over the past 7-8 months. We don't grow tired because you guys are the energy, and you guys bring tons of it every day, right? And Josh, you've been putting on display, man. You've been putting our members on display, and we're so happy you guys are loving the photos. We've seen you guys, in here day in and day out, grinding away. Pandemic hasn't put a stop in you. And as Josh said before, nobody here at this gym sat here and said, oh, fuck, it's a pandemic, can't do shit. Everyone here is working their ass off doing something in their life. And we love that vibe. We love that you guys are all hard workers. You guys are kicking ass. And you guys are getting it every single day, and we love it. Absolutely love it.
Incredible.
It's incredible. Right? And Josh, and you've said on the floor, it's hard for you to get a workout nowadays because people come up to you and talk to you all the time, right? Give us a little rundown on that. What's going on the floor?
So before I really sort of became very public in this gym, I used to just wear a hat all the time. Then clearly that changed once I started working here again. And I'm like, no matter what time I go, like I'm here, like if you see my camera, I'm always expecting people to run up to me now and like whatever. But yeah, I work out in the morning. I won't specify the time because I want to work out. But yeah, I work out early in the morning, between 6 and 11. I'll give you that window. But that's how I do things. So I'll work out first, then I'll shoot for a bit, then I'll be coming here in the afternoons between 5 to 8 throughout the week on some days, and on weekends I'm usually here in the mornings with the cameras. So don't obviously I'm obviously gonna take, if you see me with my cameras,
you better write that down, bro.
Yeah,
they're so, 5 to 11.
If you see me without my cameras, I'm probably working out. But if you see me with my cameras, come say hi. I love you and all, but yeah, I enjoy working out too. That's why I came here. Working here has just been a plus too.
It's crazy, man. You've been doing wonderful for us. Now you said something about cameras. What's your current setup? Because we don't really know much about. Ali owns a DSLR, but what's your current setup that you're using? And you have something on your lap. Can you give us a rundown of what your current setup, like the shooters you use on the floor, why you use them, you know, the lenses you use, and why you use, and how you get these amazing shots here in the gym?
Yeah, so what you are currently watching this on right now is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K with a Sigma 18 to 35 lens on it with a 1.7 aperture, RF style, and this is my like cinema rig. So I use this. This is my production rig that I use for like hotels, you know, big budget, you know, projects that I'm working on. That's primarily what I do for video. I don't do a lot of small little projects. I focus on bigger productions now. So whether it's documentary videos, fitness videos, I like bigger stuff nowadays. So that's cinema rig. I have 2 setups on it. I run it with
you like bigger stuff nowadays. That's why it's called the Blackmagic.
But yeah, so I run that with a Rode mic. That's the shotgun that you guys obviously can't see. The rod that
big rod
Sobhi talks about on the his stories quite a bit.
It's a fat rod, man.
But yeah, so that's basically our backup audio. That's what I'm using to link all of these Rode Procasters, which are broadcast microphones used for like professional radio. And this is being all recorded on a Rode Procaster. And it's basically just a giant audio board. I use it quite a bit. Can basically have 7 people on a video at a time.
That's an orgy and a half. Holy shit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options that what I can do with this as well. But for photography,
a lot of options.
For photography, I'm currently shooting on a Canon 5D Mark IV, and that's my primary shooter. It's a DSLR. I used to shoot photography on a Sony a6500 for a bit,
but it wasn't big enough.
I'm a bigger fan of Canon's color science. Their color science for me is far superior than Sony when it comes to editing photos. I edit in Lightroom and Photoshop, especially for when I'm doing like professional editorial work for photo shoots as well. I want to make sure you guys look proper, so I use like the actual right tools. So, but I use it. But the ones that you see me shooting on literally here is a 24 to 70 2.8. Canon L series Mark II or III. So it's a crazy sharp, like expensive setup, but I love it. It's I'm about to upgrade to a Canon R5 so I can get some like crispy 4K at 120, but also larger sensor size. So
I do not know, bro.
I know
only
this is
you
gibberish. For everyone listening, except for cinematographers,
this guy going 120 HZ,
so,
4K, LMNP.
Ladies, you can tune this part out.
Rock,
you can record.
JPEG.
You can tune it back later.
Damn,
but no. So
that just sounds hella expensive, man.
Yeah, honestly, like it's what.
How much is this setup?
What we're in this current room right now is close to between $15,000 to $20,000.
Holy fuck! Do we have liability insurance for all this shit?
I have a warranty, but this is why it's all locked.
Amazing.
Locked doors.
Amazing.
But yeah, it's I learned the lesson last year. I was buying gear last year that I needed for like one use.
Yeah.
And I bought just a shit ton of junk, and I was not really spending my money properly on that type of shit. So in January, I just was like, fuck it. I'm going to just totally rebrand my own business and elevate the brands that I want to work with, especially through the weapons that I'm using. So sold my A6500, basically sold my real estate setup. I don't really do real estate media anymore unless it's like vlogs and brand media listings. I do some drone footage, and that's really about it. I don't really work with realtors anymore from past experience. And I just learned that, you need quality shit to make quality work. So everyone's like, oh, gear isn't important. It's like, yeah. Like you got lighting is especially more important than anything else. Being able to manipulate it naturally through reflectors, or we have here set up. We got 2 giant lights. This is why I probably look white as hell compared to you guys on this one.
This is blinding as fuck.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can't even tell you what you look like.
Oh yeah. So like I said, lighting's key, because without these lights, you'd be sitting in a dark corner.
It looks good.
This is literally a dark corner.
Well, we took the feedback from last time, and look, Josh has been doing a great job, guys. He got us 2 bright lights. You added another light in the back as well.
Yeah, so we got 2 red accents behind us. We got 2 over here.
Yeah.
Then we just have some natural light coming in through the diffused window. So
Now you said
Awesome touch.
you said you bought a lot of junk, right?
yeah,
Is there anything like you really regret buying? Like one day I fucked this up. Like you ordered it and you started like sweating the bill after, like shit, like this was stupid, and you never used it and it was actually a stupid buy.
I had one thing where I bought it, then it took so long for it to come in that I just didn't need it anymore. like it took 3 months for it to show up, and all the stuff that I needed it for were obviously done. So I was like, well, okay. Then it showed up, so now
Buy
it's
it
just,
off Wish?
no, no. I forget.
What was it?
It was a shotgun mic. It was. I had another version of that current shotgun mic, but a smaller one. But it took forever. They didn't have stock on it, and they went. So it took forever to come in. So I was like, well, fuck it.
And those pick up sound from here too?
Yeah. So basically, the main goal of that is, if these beautiful microphones ever fail, we have that as backup. So when I throw it in post, which I edit in DaVinci, since you probably guessed since I use a Blackmagic, all the shooters out there who are wondering what I edit on, I use DaVinci Resolve 17, whatever it is now, and
Is that your post processing software?
Yeah, that's what I use for video editing. So I mix
Okay.
I dabble between Premiere, Adobe Premiere, After Effects, and DaVinci, but I pretty much do everything in DaVinci now.
Why?
It's more aesthetically pleasing for me. Like the user interface for me is like beautiful.
I heard it's easy to use.
It's incredibly easy to use, but
Yeah, it's easy to use.
but with the camera that I use for video, it's native to the actual software, so
That's
it's
sick.
actually made for it.
Wow. Okay,
So
okay.
color grading with this thing, especially when like I've been shooting in ProRes the past few episodes, but this one's gonna be shot in B-RAW, which is I can manipulate any color, any setting in the camera in post. So if I fuck up the ISO on this, I can actually dial that down in post as if I was still shooting it. So
Crazy.
it basically turns the camera into a Lightroom, like with the settings you have, but it's hard to explain, but being able to color grade with nodes, like it's something that I'm still learning as well as, editing nodes, where you're able to like really grab colors individually. And especially with the, B-RAW files, I can either throw this up raw right now and it's going to look amazing, or I can like color graded the shit out of it and make it like either super moody, super bright, super dark. I can like make these red lights even more accented if I want them to. I can manipulate this whole room if I want. So it allows me to just creative control and post to have fun with it. So, yeah.
That's
Wow.
crazy. Okay? So obviously, when you got into photography, like you talk about with a lot of passion. I mean, do you have because in sports you have role models, right? Like athletes. Who's your role model in photography? Like, is there somebody you look up to in photography? Like, is there a style that you follow, or is it just all like originally just Josh and it's just Josh's idea and passion?
Honestly, like I wouldn't say that I follow a lot. Like I don't personally know. Like I don't.
Like any
I
influences you?
wouldn't any influencers. But no, honestly, like for me, it's hard to like pinpoint what got me into photography and stuff. Like, I just enjoyed capturing people. So like, I don't really necessarily like have a specific person that I follow and I like fanboy over. I would say like I don't really have that type of person. It's more of like, if I have an idea and I get to like make it happen, that's like what drives me. So like even around like this gym, like for me, it's like being able to like see a shot in my head and having someone like just fit it is like the biggest thing for me. So like I've been obviously heavily influenced by like movies and stuff. Like I guess honestly like Dark Knight was a big creative influence for me. I like a very dark, moody style, like with how I dress in all black all the fucking time, wear skulls and shit. Like I like
Emo shit, man.
yeah, I'm dark. Like I'm dark and freaky. But like
I'm dark and I'm freaky.
But yeah, so like honestly, like I've just enjoyed a dark style. So
yes,
like,
you do.
My teacher growing up used to give me projects of making kids videos and stuff because like kids animations and TV shows. Because I was just making like hardcore grungy looking photos and like the way I got it, like I got really into what I do was actually through the gaming world, like the YouTube gaming world. I I was very much a nerd in high school, as you could probably all imagine by now.
But you're a
That-
freak now, bro. This guy talking
Yeah.
like a freak.
Oh yeah, you were getting caught doing that. I was getting caught playing fucking RuneScape and Halo. Like, I was just like, that was my life. Like,
no, sir. You do some bad boy shit. Bad boy shit.
yeah, but no, it's like honestly, like for me, it just I don't know. I've always like the gaming world got me into like understanding like video, like especially video editing. Being able to like it's gonna sound like real nerdy here, but like being able to like sync gunshots and like shit with songs, like for me, I found that so much fun. Then
Oh, you
That
said
is
those,
incredible.
Like,
That's-
montages?
yeah,
Is
like
that what you did?
montages.
No
That's
way.
sick.
yeah,
bro.
I used to work.
I used to love
I used to
those
run
ones.
a
No
fucking
way.
gaming team called a
No.
Vibe Society. Look it up on YouTube.
What is it
Go
called?
back and laugh at
Bro,
me.
I used to make PK videos
Yeah.
on RuneScape, like I told you. So I did all that. Same thing. That's how I learned how to edit videos somewhat. Like I used Sony Vegas.
Yes.
Yes,
I
Sony
used,
Vegas
right?
Pro.
Yeah.
Bro, and I used to have my mic. I used to do commentary videos, bro. You know,
So I'll be honest
Yeah.
too that if
I
we're
got
having
tickles
honest
on
hour,
that now.
if we're doing an honest hour, I had a Pinnacle Studio recorder and I would record Call of Duty videos and put them on
Yes.
YouTube.
No way.
And talk too. Yeah, man. I was doing mono for 2 videos and I did the StarCraft 2
in the
videos.
same scene.
Bro, I was watching the MLG fucking games, man.
Yo, you were,
I was
you were probably
nerding
in the
out.
same world as me, bro.
Yeah, dude. Oh, bro, I was growing up, bro. World of Warcraft, I was paying that $29.99 every fucking month, man, playing the shit out of that game.
This is the real Sobhi.
I said, fuck Brazzers. I'm playing games, bro.
But no, yeah, like honestly, like I was just like the gaming world is what got me really like it got me really good at what I was doing. Like it just especially for video editing, like that was my shit growing up because I was never good enough to like record the clips, but I was great enough to edit them. But also like I was branding and building teams. Like I wasn't never really in that world as a gamer. I was always a creative. So I was working with teams, creating their logos, all the like the branding and the thumbnails for the YouTube videos, the channel art. Like that's how I actually got started in what I was doing. And being able to like just work with those type of brands.
Which brand is that? Who's the biggest gaming organization?
FaZe Clan, whatever it's
FaZe
called.
Clan? Oh, yeah, those guys are fucking huge. Those guys
Yeah.
are the Call of Duty kids, too.
Yeah. They were
Yeah,
the Call of
yeah.
Duty boys. So like, and that was my world. I was like super involved in that. I remember like being in high school and like the library, like talking to my teams and everyone's like, who are you talking to? And I was like, oh, like nobody. Like, cause I was just so embarrassed because it was just like this is my alternate
We
life
used-
I lived.
in our computer science class, I remember in high school,
Did you play CS?
the teacher had her computer here, and there was a lot of computers here, and a lot of computers here, and there was 5 of us here, and 5 of us there. We were in a league game against each other.
Yeah, we used to do
We used to
computer
do, like, high
science too. We
school
would just play fucking
experience.
Counter Strike.
Yeah.
We would
Ours
just play
was
Counter
Halo
Strike all
CE.
fucking day.
We played Halo CE on the computers, and it was fucking what snipers and shotties only. And you would go to town on each other, man. And the teacher didn't catch it once, bro. And there was the media classes and the computer science.
I find that I can't play games anymore.
No,
Yeah, I can't game.
I can't. I
can't.
sit down for like a minute, and
I
I'm
can't
like,
sit
"Ah,
still."
Nope.
Well, yeah, like I literally, but if I'm gaming, I'm probably asleep. It's like as soon as like if I have that time to shut
sit
down
down,
because I
yeah.
don't sleep like ever. Like I'm always editing photos till like 2, 3 in the morning. Then I wake up at 5 or 6. Then somehow survive another day.
I look at like a trailer. I'm like, oh, like that game would look cool if I had the time
Yeah.
to play it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
I
sure
like-
it's good, but
I like-
I'll never know.
Yeah, like, I always say to myself, I always say to myself, like, if I'm gaming, I'm not busy enough. It's
Yeah,
like
of course.
it's like that's what like always my philosophy. So like
unless
for me,
they
like,
do it for a living.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
of
like,
course
yo,
it's
if I
bro,
can get
money.
paid by it,
Oh,
for
before this,
sure.
bro, fuck this shit. If I could have been a professional League of Legends
Yeah.
player, bro,
Oh,
must
fuck,
HQ
man.
would
Dude,
not
I,
make sense.
do, you know,
Yeah.
do you know how
Bro,
much regret
those
I
guys
have
make
when
money.
I watch all the gaming teams that I used to work with are like, oh, they just got bought by X amount of company for like 500 million. Then I'm like, what if I stuck around? You know, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you live with
fuck.
those
Do
moments,
you know what
right?
the biggest sport in the world is?
Esports.
Sports. Yeah.
Esports, man. Sit on that
Yo,
keyboard.
you
and
could be
mouse, fucking
16
shit
years
up.
old and make fucking $2.5 million.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
that
Like,
is
there's not much
insane.
longevity. They say
Yeah.
like once you're 19, like you're like getting
You're done.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, it's
because your
crazy.
coordination, your reflexes,
Yeah.
and you know,
It's a whole
You
different
slow
world.
down,
it's a whole
man.
different world. And it's, you know, apparently, I know the top League of Legends teams. They have coaches
Yeah.
that monitor their fitness, make sure they go out for
yeah.
walks,
Yeah.
regular activity.
They
and-
all sleep in the same house, too. It's like
bro,
barracks.
they get tested for Adderall.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
right? Because
That's
Everyone.
fucked.
it's crazy.
They're actually crazy like that, though.
It's the gaming world.
But esports has always been like that. But now it's starting to pick up to become like you open your phone, the score even has an esports section on the
Yeah.
app now.
It's crazy. I still can't believe it,
No
man.
way.
Yeah, bro. If you actually go to the score app and you actually download that shit, I was looking the other day. There's an esports section. Like you could see who's fucking winning, top fucking league player right now versus
Wow.
which who. But it just goes to show you, like, it is. Is it? I used to always deny that it was a sport because a lot of people say esports is not a sport. But if you sit there for 18 hours a day
it's
and
training, it's just like bodybuilding.
It's just like
it's reps.
and
reps.
but
Yeah,
it's
it's
also
just reps.
forget
Putting in
the
the reps.
mental
Sets.
exhaustion that
Yeah,
they go
so-
through, right? The mental
Of
exhaustion.
course, it's not easy, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Right.
To be great at anything, it's never easy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. So I don't take away from those guys at all. Those guys work hard.
Oh yeah.
Right. They're kicking ass.
Oh, I still can't believe it. It's just like, yeah, it's crazy.
But speaking of their pay, right? Josh, have you ever been offered other means of pay? As a photographer, I hear that's a common thing in the industry. Is this true?
No, well, I'm like super not like that. That's for me. That's just gross. Like I've never been able to run my business like that. I also used to work with a lot of like children's brands and stuff. So like it's never really like my world to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So like for me, like honestly, like
You haven't even been approached with anything.
yeah.
well,
like,
I've obviously
you've never
like
been approached
I've obviously gotten like, hey, like can I get a shoot for free? But like like
for free.
like and I'm like,
What do I get?
you know, send a deposit. Like
it's
e-transfer,
yeah.
you know, like, like that's just how I am. Like, I don't like mixing, obviously like work and relationships and stuff like that.
Of course,
Like,
you
it's,
shouldn't.
you know, it's for me, it just feels.
Says me, I have my girlfriend working for me.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But no, it's like, it's for me, it's like, I've always seen it as like, I don't know, like slimy to like sleep with clients.
Of
And
course.
it's just never been my thing. I'm also just like not wired like that. I'm not like the hookup type. I'm like one girl type of guy.
He's
so.
a hubby material, baby.
Yeah, yo, I'm like, I don't fuck around.
He's a cuddler, you know?
Never been my shit. So
Yeah,
for me though, it's
yeah,
like that's
good
why like,
boy.
it doesn't phase me. Like I've obviously been approached, but it's like I'm like, okay, cool. Here's my rates. Like send deposit, we can book a date, but
Book a
not doing
date.
it for free. Like, well, like I said, like,
And
like
the
I've
time.
never really, no, I've never been offered like sexual favors or anything like that. Just have never encountered that. I also just used to be a fat awkward kid growing up, so like that was just never my world.
So you'd
Like,
say, what about now then? Wait, hold on. You said, hold on, I caught you there. You fucking
He's
slipped.
opening the door.
No. You slipped there. You said, I was past tense, a fat kid, past tense. What's happening today?
well, like my transformation or like
What the fuck the transformation? What are you
What?
picking?
Like,
I don't give
what
a
are you
fuck about
talking
your
about?
transformation. What are you picking up outside? What are you dabbling in? This guy trying to play all nice and see. You
No,
just
no,
told
I'm
me
s- I'm
you
s-
like that
yes,
dark paint my nails
I-
black shit. I like to be freaky, and all of us. You were giving me some weird vibes earlier, man. You were making
Oh,
me
yeah.
feel like, this guy that scary type, you know, like when he gets with a girl, there's some damage, you know. Josh is that scary type. This guy said my favorite movie is The Dark Knight. I like to focus on the dark realm. I'm a dark guy. I like dark music, much music. Jesus. Jesus. And now you tell me, I'm a husband material, nice guy. My fucking ass,
no,
Josh.
like,
My
honestly, like-
fucking ass. Tell the people the truth. I see you, dog.
No, no,
You had a
I'm seeing someone right now. Like,
Oh,
I'm,
are
I'm
you
just
now?
like but I don't obviously make it public around this
Mm-hmm.
world because, like I said, this is also like where I work. So like, I'm obviously not gonna, I don't want to like be portrayed as slimy around here too. Like, I wanna, like I said, I work here basically too as well as working out. So I treat it like every other client needs to be professional. So person that I'm like with knows that, and like we're on like a good understanding about like how we are in here, because we also just are not like the type to like be all over each other during a workout. Like,
What do you think of that? The people that PDA during a workout? Because I see that shit happen all the time.
I don't like it's like nah. Like honestly, I don't give a shit. Like I have my headphones on and I just listen to like metal and drumming to myself. So, well.
Yeah, I like
It's
your answer.
Meh,
I like your
It's
answer.
like whatever. It's
Because
like,
I heard somebody talking about the other day in the chat. You're saying how it's annoying. He sees like sweaty ass couples kissing or hugging. He's like, that's gross. That's nasty. And you think about it, and you're
yeah,
like,
at the same time though, half the people don't work down the machine. So it's like
yeah, that's true.
That's
right?
also worse.
That's also worse, right? Thank God we had this daily sanitation because
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Sarah at
Clean as
night
fuck
cleaning the
here, man.
fuck, she cleans the place 7 days a
does a
fucking
good job.
week. She does a great job. She's fantastic.
Oh, I was here until from midnight to 5 a.m, and she works her fucking ass off. Like,
Yep.
she does a good job at this place. And it's you guys also need to start cleaning up your weights more, because
Yeah, the putting away the
Yeah,
weight's
like-
becoming a fucking problem, yo. The poor lady had to pick up a 120-pound dumbbell the other day and move it by herself.
Sarah. Who did this?
She's fucking Hulk. I told
Sarah?
you. Sarah, the cleaner.
she's strong.
Oh,
Hey, look,
the cleaner.
She gets her reps in at night.
Look,
though.
I'm telling you guys,
Wow.
look, that girl is a fucking beast,
Wow.
bro. She
Oh,
picked
she's
up that
a tank.
120 and just lugged it
No
around, and I
way.
stared at her like, what the fuck? and like didn't break a sweat. Then picked up the mop and just started going to fucking work. I'm like, dang,
Holy sh!
that girl can
Wow.
work.
Okay.
Don't. So I gave her protein chips because I didn't want to cheese her if she maybe got a little hungry or something.
Of course, bro. Expending all those calories.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, shit.
Oh yeah.
Replenish the glycogen.
But you said you were in here a few days ago, right? You
Yeah.
were doing the facility shoot.
How was that?
How was
You
that?
showed me.
You
They
showed-
look
you showed-
sick.
Those were fucking
yeah.
dope, guys. The facility shots are coming soon. They look fucking unreal. Josh, where did you you came in? You said you came in at an odd hour too.
Yeah, so I did a photo shoot here with one of the members actually at midnight, and that wrapped up around like 1 in the morning, or 1:30 in the morning, and I've been trying to get these photos done in this facility for close to a month now, and I just have never found an opportune time where it's quiet enough, and also where I can really like manipulate the gym to look proper for photos and everything and stage it. So I was at the end of the shoot. I've just been doing a giant work blitz this past week where, as you probably heard in the last episode, my laptop broke, as Sobhi has mentioned quite a few times.
Oh man.
But yeah, so my laptop broke down, so all my work got pushed basically for 2 weeks, as I wasn't able to edit any videos at that time or anything like that. So yeah, so I had to basically make up for lost time. So that day I had a freaking jam-packed day from a shoot in the morning all the way down to 1:30. Then I stayed, I just was like, okay, well, I'm here. There's a few people here like in this hour. I'm going to just get the tripod ready and get everything set. So during that time, I basically rewrapped all the weights, plates, everything, the whole nine. Basically redid the entire gym. If you came in that morning, you're probably like, wow, it's a lot different in here. Like I made sure to make it look good. So I stayed till about 5 in the morning. So I cleaned for 2.5 hours, set everything up. Then I staged it all. Then I shot from basically 2:45 until 5 in the morning.
When people start coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally set a mark for 4:30 because I knew the morning, the Friday morning people were coming in. So that was my goal was to finish them by then. And I literally took the last shot as like the one member walked in, and I was like, peace. Yeah. So I packed up my shit, literally just dove into bed. Then 3 hours later, I was back here again for a workout. So
Yeah, it's good. Didn't even sleep that day. You pulled a double, 2 all-nighters, right?
I did 4 all-nighters last week.
4 all-nighters.
Yeah.
That's dedication, man. That's
Hey, like I said, like when you work with me, like if I'm late, I'm gonna make sure I get those fucking deadlines to you, man. No matter
yeah,
what.
you did. You promised me that, man. Because I was writing your DMs, bro. Harder than any girl I've ever written, bro. I swear to God, I was in your DM box every fucking hour.
Oh yeah. Oh no, trust me, it was more
was like,
frustrating for
"Daddy,
me because like
please."
the company Core One, I don't recommend using if you have a timely matter because they don't care. They're like, yeah, it'll be 5 to 7 days. Then on the fifth day, I called them and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna just run it for diagnostics now. Then I was like, well, how the fuck am I gonna tell my clients that they haven't even bothered looking at it yet?
But it's
And
fine,
then-
bro. Because
but yeah,
the shots you made for us and the other clients and the work you've been doing, it's absolutely phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. We are in love with the work you're doing. You're doing an excellent job. The podcast, the first episode, second episode, third and fourth now have been wonderful, wonderful shoots. You've been doing this great, man. And we've loved having you so far. We can't wait to grow with you.
Yeah, brother.
We have a lot of projects on the way. Ali, you mentioned the website we have coming on the way.
New website is getting launched by the end of the week, or obviously by the time you're watching this, watching this episode or listening to it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the new experience. It's a beautiful site.
We're really excited, yeah. We're really excited to bring you guys more episodes. We are learning. We did take feedback from the first few episodes, and each episode we try to get better and better. So thank you guys for being patient with us. Any closing remarks, gentlemen?
That's about it.
Yeah, that's
About
good.
it.
It's a wrap.
Well, thank you guys for listening. This is the Muscle HQ Audio and Visual Experiences. Sobhi signing out with Ali and Josh Schofield. Guys, have a wonderful day. Peace.
Take care, guys.